Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Infinite Trade. So we are going to do our analysis for Nifty and Bank Nifty for tomorrow, and also we'll discuss what happened today. So before we jump into the discussion, I think let's discuss what happened today. Okay, so if you remember the analysis that I mentioned yesterday, I clearly said that Bank Nifty, if it crosses this particular level, is when we are going for long positions. And similarly, I said this is a no trade zone. And then I said if you see market gap down, then please avoid. And actual selling we will only do if we close below this level. So this was the plan for Bank Nifty yesterday, which I mentioned. But if you see market open gap down, but it did not breach this level, and it slowly steadily it just came up and it closed within our no trade zone. So the reason why I said do not trade during a gap down is because we as technical analysts, we have some sort of bias in our mind. When you see a gap down, you may always think of buying some puts. But here, if you see, the market has recovered slow and steadily. So that is the only reason why I said do not trade if you see market gapping down. And the next, if we see Nifty also similar. It did not break this low, and we clearly decided that if we cross the high, that is this level, is when we'll go for buying. But we open gap down and we just slow and steady came up. But if you compare Nifty and Bank Nifty here, Nifty tried at least to test this particular level. So which means that Nifty was slightly bullish than Bank Nifty, whereas Bank Nifty, if you see, it just managed to touch the close price, and then it showed a small reversal. But however, it is still in a confusing zone. Okay, so I avoided trading today. Maybe I would have made loss. So hopefully, I think you all are taking the advice, like when you should not trade. So now let's look at the analysis for tomorrow. So surprisingly, we got participant wise OI data, though it was late, but we got it today. So I think after a couple of days, we'll be discussing the data today. So the first thing, as we do it usually, so if we look at the FI positions, so FIs have good amount of future short here, which is clearly visible. Avoid this thing because it's a very small quantity, so consider that they do not have any call positions. But if you look at the put, they have 35,000 put, so they are extremely bearish. Like they have good amount of future short and also good amount of put buy. Now let's look at pros. They have a small quantity of future buy. Then they have a very good amount of call sell, and they also have some put sell. So if we compare the position, what we can understand here is FIIs are completely bearish. So FIIs are totally bearish, and pros are sideways with a bearish sentiment, I would say. So overall, what we can understand is we can expect a sideways and a volatile market tomorrow with some bearish sentiment. This should be the outcome of the data. Now let's quickly check option chain. Okay, so this is our option chain. So if you look at writings that happened today, or the change in open interest especially, uh, look at the figures here. So I would not say that there was any significant call writing or put writing, anything like that. They're almost close to 25,000 on both the sides. So which is like, people did short call and put to keep the market in a range, and it was well within the range of yesterday's high and low. So this is how the big players plan the market to keep it in the range. Okay, so tomorrow again we are expecting that there is a possibility that market can be in a range, but we can definitely see a volatile market tomorrow, being an expiry, weekly expiry and a monthly expiry. So usually the market is volatile, and normally the monthly expiries are sideways. So now let's quickly look at the chart to understand what should be our plan for tomorrow. So first let's look at Bank Nifty. So definitely, we all know that there is a trend line which is being followed at the moment. So we should be bullish once we see market crossing this area. Okay, so this is a very important area. Above this, I'll be bullish. But tomorrow being an expiry, I'm not expecting that sort of a moment. So tomorrow, probably what I think is we may see a range here. So this will be our resistance for tomorrow, and support should be somewhere in this area. So which is about 37,700. So we can expect a market to be within this area and being very volatile. And tomorrow, just in case if we gap down again, keep this in mind. Yesterday we saw a solid recovery here. Today we again gapped down significantly, and we still saw some recovery here, but this recovery was a little slower. So tomorrow if we gap down again, do not think that we'll again see a recovery. Tomorrow definitely then we'll see a very good downfall. So if we have to take a directional position tomorrow, that too on the downside, I would, I would only take if we go beyond this level. So beyond this level, we can actually take a positional trade for downtrend. Okay, so why a positional trade is because I'll show you on a daily chart. So this is Bank Nifty on a daily chart. So here if you see, we're just standing at the channel. So definitely if we break this channel, so this is the lowest point. Sorry, so this is the lowest point. So if we break this particular area, then the immediate next support comes somewhere here. So this place is around 36,500. So 1,000-point fall from this place. So that's the reason I'm saying that we can actually trade it on a positional basis. But right now, at least for tomorrow, I would say don't go for a put trade unless and until you see a strong reversal. Just a moment. Okay. And so similarly for Nifty also, the wave is going to be the same. So in case if we cross the high, because we have tested this twice, so I'm sure if we approach third time, like if we open flat somewhere in this area, and if we approach this and if we break this, then we can definitely plan for a buy trade here. So this level is 17,777. So a strong close above this can lead to a rally until this place. So tomorrow being a monthly expiry and weekly expiry, do not plan for a bigger target because the market can remain sideways. And again, for Nifty also, sell should be only below this, and that 2, it should be positional selling if possible. And just in case if you want to take a short trade for intraday, you can take it once we break this trend line, and your immediate target should be somewhere this place, which is around 17,620. So not more than 40-50 points. So that should be your sort of target for tomorrow, being a Thursday. So I hope the plan is clear for Nifty, and similarly Bank Nifty also, you know what to do. So in case if you're taking a short trade, you should only take once we breach this trend line, and also if we cross this particular area. So this particular area is around, just a second, let's quickly check that. Okay, this is around 37,620. Okay, so if we cross or close below 37,620, you may see an immediate fall until this area, so which is today's low. So Bank Nifty looks a little weaker to me comparatively to Nifty. So I would suggest that, in case if you want to go for a short trade, you can go for it in Bank Nifty, but not in Nifty. But otherwise, overall, I am expecting the market to be in range. Only a gap down, or if we open flat and immediately break this before 10:30, then we can see a fall until this place, as discussed. And similarly, if we go up, then your immediate target should be 38,090, not beyond that. And so since we are at a high range in Nifty, we may usually see gap ups and gap downs, and India VIX increasing, option IV increasing. So this is quite common. So we may see gap up, gap downs very often these days, till the time the VIX and the IV cools down. So be careful. Plan for a sideways trade with a bearish sentiment in the mind, so that if you do any straddle or strangle, you should be able to adjust the position if it really goes down. So that's the plan for tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching. Let's see tomorrow. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.